And there's our new L4060 Kubota Tractor. It's a 2016. It's being delivered. Been waiting for it here for a while. Got the backhoe on the back and the front loader on the front and the full cab. Pretty excited to see what it's all about here. So there it is coming in. We will get it unloaded here and then probably shoot some more videos about it. Pulling it off the trailer here. Our Kubota L4060. We're gonna put it in the barn. Check it out. Well, we have her in the barn now. Just kind of looking it over, trying to see what it's all about. This is again the L4060 Kubota with the L805 front loader, and I believe it's a B92. Yeah, it's a BH92. Got the implement tires on it. I opted for the, let me turn the tractor off here so you can hear me a little bit better here. We opted for the rear and side defoggers or defrosters, whatever you want to call them, on the side windows and the rear window. Did the rear work lights, I did the rear windshield wiper, and then we also did the quick disconnects, which is kind of cool. Cost a pretty penny, but I thought it might be handy if we ever go to take this off. Basically, you push this button here, and then you pull here. Hold on, I'll show you. Once you do that, you can pull this handle. Once this handle's up, this comes out real easy. Sorry, I'm trying to hold this and do that at the same time. And then basically push this back up, push that down, and then I believe it's kind of hard to push, but when you do that, it just pushes those together, and you don't have to mess around with doing each individual quick coupler to remove the front end loader. Now, unfortunately, they don't offer it as an option. I think that that's kind of crazy, but these are going to be my hydraulic lines going for my third function, which is up here. This is the third function, so if you have a grapple bucket, it's going to plug in there, and maybe a snow blade with a hydraulic angle on it, it's going to plug into that. And this also has the quick disconnect on it, so our hydraulic lines are right inside of there. and then it's got that little door. And I do not have the other end of this yet. He forgot to bring it with him when he delivered the tractor, so he's going to bring me that. So whatever attachment or implement I would get, I would put the other end on it, and then it very quickly and easily hooks up there, so I don't have to mess around with each individual hydraulic line. Like I said, it's pretty costly. I don't remember exactly what I paid for it. Yeah, I would hate to even guess, but it's a cool feature. And then obviously that third function is controlled by these buttons right here on the back side of the joystick. And then this button down here can get turned on or off, and that makes that third function able to be used or not. And it actually lights up green when it's on and not when it's off. What else did I opt for here? Did the bolt-on edge on the bucket. Read some reviews. I know Paul Short did some reviews where he talked about the edge of the bucket getting real torn up by the gravel and everything, and with that bolt-on edge, hopefully it'll last for a good long time. Alright, sorry about that. My wife and son were leaving to go to wrestling and pick my daughter up from basketball, so had to pause the camera there for a second. But anyway, getting back to it, yeah, we put that bolt-on edge there, and hopefully that should really be nice. I know that that ended up being a significant upcharge as well. Not only the edge, but the bucket has to be a different bucket as well. And that was interesting because they actually forgot to charge me for the right bucket. And so anyway, that's how I found out how expensive that was. So that's that. You got your front grill guard here, which I just think is sharp. When you actually look at them on the Kubota website, when you're trying to build your Kubota, it says that it can't be used with a front end loader. So I actually did not think my tractor was going to have one. I almost sent the dealer a message yesterday to find out if it could be used or not, and then I never did. And when he showed up today, sure enough, it had one on it, which I was excited about. And with these, you pull this lever here, and then this whole thing comes forward. I didn't get it. Hold on. See, this whole thing comes forward, and that way you can open up the hood. Because when it swings up, the front of the hood will not clear that. So it locks back in there. But so that is, I think, the outside of the tractor. I think that's pretty much. Right now we have our 3-point assembly and stuff in the bucket because I have to get the backhoe off of the tractor before we can before we'll be able to put the 3-point on. Tell you what, something that I know that I was really curious about. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this to sit the way that I want it to. But something that I was very curious about, and it's hard to tell because the tractor itself doesn't come with all the implements. So you kind of have to try to do the math yourself and figure out what it is. But the tractor as a whole, with the backhoe in the up position, is probably going to be about looks like it's going to sit right about 21.5 to 22 feet long with the backhoe there in the up position, and the front loader. I didn't have that bucket curled down, but I tried to take that into consideration. So, and you can get the specs on the width of it and the height of it from either Kubota's website or from the brochure, whatever that Kubota has there. So let me show you. Anyway, sorry, I keep getting it's the end of the workday here, so my guys are calling and still kind of working here. But kind of let you see the backhoe here real close. I know that one of the reasons I'm making this video is I have spent hours on YouTube and the internet just trying to understand these tractors, because a lot of the dealers don't have these on their lots, and when you're spending this kind of money to buy a machine, you don't know what you're getting 100%. And some of these sales guys, you know, I was asking about all the different options on these things, and the brochure has options in it, the website has options, and I keep asking about these options, and sometimes they didn't have really good answers just because they'd never ordered them before or didn't know a whole lot about them. And so I was wanting to, I guess, clarify some of that stuff. I'm a very detailed person myself, and I like to have all the answers ahead of time and no surprises, especially, like I said, when you're spending a ton of money on something. So for me, a video like this would have been pretty cool. And I know there's a couple out there, but like I said, I'm a pretty detailed person. So here's your backhoe attachment. You got a step on each side right here. The seat just kind of pops up, and then you got a lever here that will sit back down. I believe this joystick, I don't know, I believe it, I've been on it literally for about 10 seconds, so I don't know for sure. I know these are your outriggers up and down right here in the middle. And then it looks like your other joystick here goes side to side and in and out maybe, and then this one right here is your bucket, and you're booming in and out, I guess. But anyway, we'll have to get more familiar with those. Something else I didn't realize, you know, I guess it's common sense maybe, but the 3-point, like I told you earlier, is not attached right now, and it's something that has to be, you have to take the backhoe off in order to do that. And it sounds like the backhoe itself is fairly easy to get off. I think they only take several minutes to get off, but what I don't know is how much needs to come off. And the guy that delivered this didn't have all the answers, and he's going to get them for me. But I don't know if all of the orange needs to come off in order for the 3-point brackets to go back on, or not. Maybe I'll do a video later showing you how to take the backhoe on and off. I don't know myself yet. I've got to take some time to learn how to do that. So for now, that's what I know. I did do the rear windshield wiper there, I think I mentioned, and it has it does have the windshield washer fluid spray for that as well. And if you look at the bottle here, it actually says R and F for rear and front. There's 2 hoses come out there. One runs to the front and one runs to the back. So that's kind of cool. Trying to think what else here. I think I did a 16-inch bucket here. I did not do the thumb. Originally I was going to, but I think it's like a $2,000 edition or something crazy, and I just opted out of it. I didn't really feel like it was that necessary, so I didn't do it. This is a couple different safety features. This is a pin that goes down through these holes here, and when you're not using it, it actually will store right there. So when you're sitting here, you can just grab it and stick it back in. But that slides in there. That's going to keep this arm from being able to move side to side while you're traveling. And then this lever here, you pull back on this, and it undoes this hook, and that'll allow the arm to go forward. Again, that's so that while you're traveling, you don't have all that weight on the hydraulics. Trying to think if there's anything else. I did the 2 extra remotes here in the back, and I actually thought long and hard about that too, because they're very expensive. And I don't know if I'll I don't know exactly what all I'm going to use the tractor for yet. I'm probably going to use it to do some mowing, maybe some brush hogging. And I know that some of those attachments could potentially use a remote, like a batwing mower or something. I have no idea if I'll have one of those in the future, but you know, I thought I would go ahead and set it up now. It was cheaper to do it now, number one, because I don't have to take my tractor back to the dealer, or I don't have to do it myself. And I was going to do one remote, but the second remote doesn't save you that much money because they're already going through the effort. So you're buying the parts and just a little bit of labor for that second one. So I went ahead and let them go ahead and do it for me. So I guess the extras that I added were the 2 remotes on the back, obviously the front end loader and the backhoe. The rubber feet on the backhoe was an option that I added. Those were not part of the original package when you buy a backhoe. And then I added the 3rd function on the front, and I added the quick disconnect there and the quick disconnect here. And then I added the rear work lights. That was something else that was not factory. And then the other one, which I can't remember exactly what they call it, but when you're lifting your boom or your front end loader, it auto levels the bucket, or it's an anti-spill bucket basically, so that if I have it all the way curled like it is right now, as I lift that up, the gravel is going to fall out the back, or the snow or whatever you got in your bucket is going to fall out the back and land on your the front of your tractor and do some damage. So it's a feature that keeps it level. It's like an anti-spill or an anti-tilt or something. And I apologize, but I can't remember what the name of that option was. But anyway, I think that was all of the options that we added. Take you inside the tractor now. Tell you what, I'm gonna turn this off and flip it the other way. It might be easier to see here. All right, so first thing we added is I did the air ride seat, which this is a pretty cool seat. And honestly, I can't tell you necessarily what everything does yet. I know that this right here will make it so that you can, I think you might have to be sitting in it, but it'll make the seat come forward and backwards. It is a cloth seat, which I'm wondering how dirty that's going to get. I don't know. Again, I'm kind of particular, so hopefully I can keep it clean. This is an air ride feature, which, here, let me turn it on. This is lowering the seat. That's the air compressor running to actually put more air in the seat. So that's a pretty awesome seat. Again, I think those were $800 or $900 upgrade. I don't remember exactly, but to me that was kind of a cool thing. I mean, if you're out there in real rough terrain, it really takes the bounce out of the seat. And I think what led me to that was, I believe that I sat in one of these air ride seats in one of the demos, or one of the ones they had on one of the lots, and I thought, you know what, that is really cool. And so I went ahead and added that option. And then the only thing I don't know that I like, you can raise, right here's the handle just like in a normal car seat to raise and lower the back of the seat. These little knobs right here actually raise and lower the armrests up and down. So you know, you can kind of put it where you like it. And then another one that you can see here on the back is there's another knob on the back of the seat right there, and I believe that's your lumbar. I did not notice that when I was in the cab before, so I'm gonna have to mess around with that. What else? I guess we'll jump up here. The 2 extra remotes on the back are right here. These are, you're gonna control your hydraulic functions with those remotes. So I told you before, now you can pull that and it pulls your seat forward and backwards, which is kind of cool. And then on top of that, you have this foot pedal right here, and that's gonna bring your steering wheel to you or away from you. So that's handy. I can't tell you anything about this dashboard yet. I can show you what it looks like, and that's about it. So there's your dash, and I got 2.5 hours on it. I think it had 2.3 when it got here, so I've barely run it. I just took it from out in the driveway and pulled it in here in the barn. Got your fuel gauge there, and then I really don't know anything about this. Right now it's in kilometers, and I'm gonna have to switch that over. And it's in liters for your fuel. That has to do with your regeneration, particulate matter, I believe is what I'm told. The guy was trying to explain it to me, but he didn't seem to know a whole lot himself, so I'm going to have to read the owner's manual, familiarize myself, and potentially talk to the maintenance guys and find out a little bit more about it. The engine oil was changed at 2 hours, so I guess maybe it has 2 hours on it. So that's what I know about that. I know that when you put your parking brake on, it's going to put a light on there. To put the parking brake on, you push these pedals and pull up on that right there, and it just holds the pedals in place, and then if you push them in, and then the pedals, probably just like any other tractor, are independent if you want them to be or not. What else? Got the radio. They had two different options for the radio. I went for the option that has the Bluetooth in it, and I guess it looks like it has weather band as well. AM, FM, CD, MP3, Bluetooth, and weather band. So I have not even really touched that. I don't know anything about it yet. And then you just got two speakers back here. One there and one there. One thing I noticed, and I've watched a bunch of videos and I saw different things. What turns out to be true is that this light does not come on when you open the door. The only way to turn this light on, unless I'm missing something, is with the switch. It has the center function. It has off, and then it has the center, and then it has on. Normally in a car you'd put it in the center and it would come on when you open the door, but this does not do that. And I watched a video yesterday. I can't remember his name, but he has he was selling his dad's Kubota, and I think it was a 2013 model, and it was a 4040, I believe. And I noticed when he opened his door, his light came on. So I don't know if I think the model switched in 2014, and apparently they changed that in 2014. And he's gonna my dealer here was gonna check with the maintenance guys and find out if there was a way we could make that come on and off, like run a door switch or have a door switch, or maybe it's just not hooked up. I don't know. Up here you got your defroster, defogger for these side windows again, and the rear windows, and then you have your front windshield wiper and your rear windshield wiper, your heat and air conditioning. When you put it on recirculation, it either opens or closes this flap back here. What else? Windows open. I don't think this is a speaker or anything. I'm not sure if it's just for ventilation or what, or just design, but I don't believe there's any more speakers in there or anything. Right down here I've got my front work lights, and which you can see those, but I got really good lighting in this barn, so it's hard to tell. And then those are my rear work lights. Let's see what else. That's going to raise and lower your PTO right there, or not your PTO, but your 3-point hitch. That's going to be your throttle here. Again, back to the joystick here. You got your third function hydraulics. On the front here, there's another button. When you push that, it revs the engine up and it gives you max power. And I believe what I've read is you can set that so that it doesn't go straight to full throttle when you push that button. But I may be wrong about that. I think what I read is you could set that for different things. And then, as I mentioned before, this is going to turn on the ability to use these controls or not. So there's that. See, this button here, that's things I had no idea about. Nobody talked to me about it. I didn't realize that until it showed up here today. You got your cruise control here. What is that? I have no idea. It's turning some lights on up front. But, oh, it's the front side lights. Okay. So, here. let's just go out and have a look at it so that you can understand, because I read this in the brochure, but I didn't know what it meant. So it looks like there's a light bulb, and these lights shine out to the side a little more. See, they're hitting over here on my door. But so those come out the side, and then the regular headlights, I believe, are just gonna turn on the regular lights, and you actually have a high beam and a low beam with those. So I guess you have a fair amount of lights here when it comes down to it, with the front and rear work lights, as well as these front side lights and your main lights and your headlights. Over here you got your flashers. But you can see them there in the mirror working back there. And then these are your regeneration buttons. Again, I don't really know a whole lot about those at this point. This is your display mode, which is going to change that right there. And then this is your advanced auto throttle. So that's a cool function. If you turn that on, and again, I don't know everything about this, but if you turn that on when you hit the gas pedal to move forward, it automatically increases the throttle as it needs to. The more you push the pedal, the more it increases. That way you don't have to sit over here and work your throttle. You can just push your pedal and go faster or slower. It's kind of just like driving a car. Let's see here. You've got your low, medium, and high right here, with neutral in between each. You have your four-wheel drive and your rear differential down here. And then in addition to the high, medium, and low, you also have, with this here, if you look at the display, there's a turtle there. You're in low speed, now you're in high speed. So you actually have 2 speeds within these 3 speeds. So it's kind of a total of 6 different speeds that you get there. What else? You can see the vents all around, and those pivot and turn and open and close like that. Boy, got a horn. My son said it was a wimpy horn. I thought that was kind of funny. Kind of sounds like a Honda Civic, I guess. I only know that because I used to own one way back in the day. But and then your PTO switch is right over here. You got a cup holder back here. This is for another accessory. I don't know exactly what would have gone there unless it was a third set of remotes or something. And then a cigarette lighter adapter for charging your phone or whatever. Does have a seat belt in it. Now one thing, and I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. When I was in another tractor, I noticed a really cool feature on the seat that would, hang on here. There was a really cool feature on the seat that would allow you to pull a lever, and then when you did that, you would be able to turn the seat about, I don't know, 10 degrees or 15 degrees to either side. That way, when you were sitting in here riding, you could look out the back of your tractor without having to turn around so far. You were already kind of partway there in the seat itself. And I thought that was a really neat feature, but I have a feeling that when I went to the air ride seat, I think I might have lost that. So that's something that I'm going to have to investigate a little further, but I have not had a chance to do that yet. Trying to think what else I can tell you about this machine. I haven't run it. I can't tell you anything about that. I can't give you an honest review on the tractor itself, I guess. I can just show you all the bells and whistles and just things that you may not be able to find out until you've actually owned one, put your hands on one. I did drive one at a dealership for about 5 minutes in the parking lot just to make sure that I felt decent about it before I spent the big money. But anyway, I'm excited. I think this weekend we're gonna we heat our house with wood, and the wood burner is in the basement. So I think this weekend we're gonna load up some firewood that I normally would do with a four-wheeler and a lawn cart. I think we're gonna use the front loader, and we're gonna load up the bucket with loads of firewood and get it carried from the back of the property into into the basement, and that's all done through a wood chute. And it is inconvenient. Everybody told me that after a couple, 2, 3 years of doing it, I would grow to dislike heating my house with wood. And I don't want to say that I don't enjoy it, because I love coming home and seeing smoke rolling out my chimney, but at the same time, it is a lot of work, and probably more so than I thought it would be in the beginning. You're motivated and it's fun and it's new, and so it's just fun. But after doing it for, I guess this is my fourth winter, and this year I have heated with wood a lot less than I used to, just because the amount of work that goes into it. And I kept telling myself that I was going to be getting this tractor, and it would make the rest of my winter a lot easier. And actually, here in Ohio, it's been yesterday it was 60 degrees, and today it was 40 degrees. So the temperature's all over the place. Tomorrow it's supposed to be almost 60 again. So I haven't really needed the wood a whole lot. Normal heat pump's been working. But anyway, this video was not about heating my house with wood. That could be another video. But anyway, I think that's about it. So I'm going to sign off for now. And I will probably do further videos, because, as I said, over the last 2 months, I have spent a ton of time on YouTube watching Paul Short's videos. He seems to be very knowledgeable about the Kubotas, and very interesting to listen to. And he's the first person I've ever subscribed to on YouTube. So there's that. And he was very detailed. He has a 5740, and then he has a smaller BX, but he doesn't have this exact tractor model. So although they're very similar, I think his is prior to this model being made. So it's probably almost the identical tractor, just a little bit heavier. So I was able to learn a little bit more horsepower on his. So I was able to learn a lot from him, but it's still different than actually getting in your very own tractor. The exact same model you're going to have. And you go to the dealership and you can spend a little bit of time there, but with me and all the options I put on this tractor, most of the tractors that are at the dealership don't have the options that I was going to choose. So it's this video is for anybody that's wanting to order a Kubota and is wondering about all these options that people don't have answers about. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. If you do, I guess subscribe and like us, and I'll try to get some more videos out there for you. All right, we'll talk to you.